Hello. I just want to do a quick video on the new Wall of Death skill. Using it on the public test realm right now with the Helltooth set, the redone Helltooth set. And I think I've got a pretty decent build with some okay items here. I just want to talk about how good I think the skill is. It reminds me a lot of Diablo 1. If you ever played Diablo 1, you remember spamming like Wall of Fire everywhere. And so the cooldown on this skill is really short. And I'll go over my items, my skills in a second. I just want to say this skill is basically like 4,000% weapon damage, as long as you can keep them in the fire the whole time. And when you combo in this Engam weapon that we've got here, it reduces the cooldown to nothing, so you can literally just run around spamming it everywhere. So after an elite, you can just fill a room with this stuff and just keep pulling people into it with piranhas and running around quickly into the next elite thing. So, in terms of the items I'm using, it's mostly, like, not very good stuff just because I put this together on the PTR. But in the cube, I think probably the most important stuff. We've got Engam for reducing our skill cooldowns, so that means we've always got Spirit Walk up. We've pretty much always got piranhas. We've almost got Soul Harvest all the time. Pretty much every skill except our Plague of Toads, we're just gonna benefit from this from. So instead of 10 or 15 seconds, we've got 1 or 2 seconds. And then I've also got this Shimizu's Haori. I do a lot of builds with this, and it's pretty fun. You'll see it factors into the skills and items that I've got, but you don't need it. You can put in whatever armor transmit you need or want there. And then I'm also using the Ring of Royal Grandeur, just so I can throw in these mud sputters here and get the full 6-piece set on Helltooth, but also benefit from the crazy movement speed when I've got no life. But in terms of these items over here, I've got just a Helltooth set. I found a couple ancient pieces, but not many. Mostly just getting the full set on and making sure that I've got no healing, which I'll talk about in a second. But I've got Helltooth. I've got an amulet here that really is just an amulet with a socket right now. I don't have a good amulet for it yet. I've got these new bracers that let you cast Wall of Death up to 3 times within 2 seconds before the cooldown begins. It's actually, I think, bugged right now because it seems like 3 seconds. I guess that didn't really show it because I did it so quickly, but I'm pretty sure this is actually 3 seconds right now, so it'll probably be fixed, but you can still cast it up the full 3 times within 2 seconds. So that's pretty neat. That's handy for, like, before you get the elite kills, or if your Engam cooldown goes down, you can still spam it and get the crazy damage. I've also got a Witching Hour for just some extra crit damage, Focus and Restraint for the extra, basically 50% and 50% either way. I've got an Exarian here, which doesn't have a ability on it, but it does get the double crit damage, so the crit damage roll of 35% as well as a socket, so I can throw in higher crit damage on this. And because I'm using the Shimizu's Haori, I'm going full crit damage. It's really low here. On live I've got like 450% or something, or 500%. But that also means I can skip out entirely on crit chance. I've got some on here just because I haven't rolled stuff off, but you can keep this 0% and you still get 100% crit chance when you're super low life, which is super handy. It frees up the primary skill on, or primary stat on every single item for you to put somewhere else. And then, because I have 0 health, I can get down really low. I can Spirit Walk out and then start spamming Wall of Death everywhere. And while I'm so low, I have ridiculous movement speed, which I'll hopefully show off in a bit. I'm just capped before that, but it's basically the items I'm using. For my gems, I've got the gem of Aphaseus Toxin, which I'm going to level up to 25% just for that extra, or 25 up for that 10% damage increase. I just throw in random gems from the PTR. I've been leveling up Bane of the Powerful just to keep that increased damage after killing an elite pack, because I'm using Ingam, I need to run from elite pack to elite pack, so I might as well. And then I've got Pain Enhancer, because everything's a critical hit, so I might as well throw on an extra 1200% weapon damage. And that's basically my items. For skills, a lot of them are up in the air. These top 4 up here have been pretty set in stone. I like Plague of Toads because it's a good AoE fire skill. I've been stacking fire damage, and it's pretty good with Shimizus because you can just fill up a screen with frogs that explode. I got Wall of Death, which you'll see a lot. Spirit Walk's really good for movement as well as walking into mobs, getting really low health, and getting out so you can proc your Shimizus. Piranhas is really good for, pulling people into the fires, moving people away, just any kind of crowd control. And then these two I've been kind of back and forth on, trying different stuff. Soul Harvest is pretty good. It's got extra some movement speed and some damage. And I haven't used Corpse Spiders with Spider Queen yet. I thought I'd jump into a Greater Rift in a second and see how that goes with that. For passives, Spirit Vessel's pretty mandatory because you're hanging on low life pretty often. And then Pierce the Veils, extra damage. Mana costs are kind of ignored because Piranhas is the only skill that even takes mana. So you get the extra 20% damage, which is pretty nice. Zombie Handler, I'm just increasing my life by 20%. And then some extra resistance through Swampland. This one and Zombie Handler and the Attunement can probably be swapped out for whatever. This probably work really well with like a pet build, because your pets get 100% crit chance from Shimizus also. But those are the skills that I'm using. I'll go ahead and jump into a Greater Rift. I haven't done anything yet on... haven't been able to queue into a higher Torment game. This is just Torment 1. Or I haven't done a Rift while in one, so I haven't unlocked the stuff. But I'll just do a quick Greater Rift, like around Torment 6. And you'll see I go through it really quickly. So, I'll do another video probably when I have higher ones unlocked, but I'm already in a game, so I thought I'd do one real quick and pop in now.
Are you ready? Then your trial begins.
So basically, I'm just gonna run through and look for elites, and I'll get my life down low so I can actually proc Shimizus. But you can see that people just melt in the fire. So when you can get that spammed all the way up. No elites. This would be a good floor.
I never imagined such a creature.
Strike at your heart. Needs more time.
The frogs don't actually do much damage, so I might swap them out, but they're not the worst. It's mostly the fire that kills everything. And I mentioned I don't have the higher Greater Rifts unlocked yet. Shimizu's is gonna proc more when I have lower life.
I strike at your heart. Needs more time.
In my mission, I don't have any life on hit or life per second. I just have life per kill. So I get this kind of regen as I kill stuff. So I kind of equalize around the 25% mark, where I get down low enough to start creating ridiculous damage, and then I instantly start killing stuff, so I heal back up. I've had really good luck putting on a little bit of life per hit, just so I get that equalizing motion. But it is very dependent on like difficulty or greater rush you're in, just because you don't want too much life per hit, but you also don't want too little. So once it stabilizes around, I guess, around the greater rift level, it'll probably be a lot easier to figure out what that sweet spot is. But for now, I've got way too much. As you can see, I'm pretty much always at full health. Even though I've got 1.5 million HP and I'm only healing for 14,000 per kill.
Needs more time.
And the other thing that sucks about using Shimizu's Hori and Greater Rifts and now regular Rifts is it's really a single player build because you have to avoid health globes. And that's probably actually what's slowing me up a lot. But it sucks that you have to actually grab that. You then have to actually avoid health globes in order to stay low enough to keep your damage up. So in team games you can, you hang out with people and do some damage and heal back up when you get low enough. But your full damage is playing like single player. Yeah, I don't think this spider is actually doing too well. Yeah, I started in like Greater F10 and I've just been running through 2 at a time because now it unlocks the highest you've done +1 maybe. So it's taken forever to unlock them all, but it's probably faster than actually requeuing into a Torment 10 game. Especially when I don't know if I'll actually be able to do Torment 10. Pretty sure I'll be able to when I've got good items there. It's pretty nice single target damage as well. I don't know if the fire's back yet. I haven't looked at it yet. But they're really good at spreading around the whole room, so even if like a single target walks out of one, you can still have one on them all the time. I'll see that on the Rift Guardian, I bet.
I must heal. The Rift Guardian.
So I've got my Shimizu's Hori up. so I'll just have some fire on this guy.
Needs more time. I am hurt.
So that's basically the build so far. I'm still doing a lot of it, but I really think Wall of Death's going to be really good, because if you can keep them in it with like piranhas or something, it's 4,000% weapon damage. And then you throw on Helltooth, and it adds on 2,500% weapon damage every second for 10 seconds, every time they hit it. Or for each new target, I guess. And still even that gets multiplied in with Shimizu's. And so a single Wall of Death is going to proc your 4,000% weapon damage, 25,000% weapon damage over 10 seconds, and then the 6-piece set is going to multiply in that 4,000% with 800%. I don't know how the math actually works there, if it's additive or multiplicative, but it's an increased 800% damage for your thing that's already doing 4,000%. So I think it'll go pretty well. I'm going to try it with the other new Witch Doctor set, see if I can do anything with that. But in general, I think Helltooth is in like a really cool spot right now. I think it's going to open up a lot of cool builds, because you get the 2 set and the 6 set bonus for all these different skills. Zombie Charger is going to be fun. We'll see what we can get. And then there's also 50% reduction on damage, which is pretty excellent. But that's basically the build. I'm just going to keep playing with it. I wanted to give a quick video on how well Death's going. Thanks.